right now, I'm pretty sure YouTube is shadow banning a lot of people. I think my channel is shadow banned from YouTube. So this might sound very like, oh, that's... I'll be real with you. I've been on YouTube for a very long time. This happens every year. I don't know if people notice this, but I used to be a big like algorithm nerd for YouTube algorithm because they make it very, very easy, right? Like with Twitch, they tell you like the geography, like, oh, most people are from this area or that area, not your city, but just like your country. But YouTube is very fucking detailed. It's like, these are the times your viewers are awake. These are your demographics. How many of them are female, male, non-binary? And then that's the thing. I think it's just called like a non-binary / unconfirmed. And then how old they are, where they're from, what type of videos get most clicks, the like how many videos get like people watching from the start to finish. There is a lot, okay? There's a lot when it comes to algorithms on YouTube. So it's really easy to kind of get into it. However, I think right now I'm getting shadow banned because last year, if I'm not wrong, this happened on September. So now it's happening October, but last year it was happening on September, like late August, early September. A lot of VTubers also got shadow banned. I'm pretty sure other accounts also got shadow banned. It's usually... Do you want to know why these things happen? But I'm not saying like this is the truth. This is just my assumption from what I've seen. So during certain months of the year, right, you'll see a massive rise in AI-generated content. And when I mean AI-generated, I mean like live streams that are 24/7 non-stop, looping like a clip of this cartoon character. It's just like, it's literally just like a fucked up art thing. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. If you've never seen it, good. But if you have, you know what I'm talking about. It's just like content. It's either like a gameplay of, I don't know, a random gameplay of cartoons, or a clip from an old cartoon, or just fully AI generated like mess that's getting looped over and over for 24/7 nonstop. And in the title, now here's the messed up part, they don't title it like AI generated art or like this clip played for 24/7. No, they title it whatever is trending. So if let's say I'm trending on YouTube under the category of anime, for example, they will just use like Michi Mochievee plays something, and it's genuine brain rot. Like, it is actually painful brain rot. But you know how many views they get? They get unironically like 3,000 to 4,000 views sometimes. Like, consistently. Sometimes they get 1K, 2K, 3K, 4. Some are less, but the most I've seen was 4,000 live viewers. It was odd. It was very interesting. But they would use whoever is trending. And because it's cartoon, usually people that associate themselves under cartoon, anime, animation, virtual, all of them get affected. So what I notice is there's always a segment that, like a time in the year, where a lot of these bot accounts will appear. And they do this to kind of garner subscribers and view time. So their analytics get higher. They have like, you know, just higher, stats on their YouTube account, and then they sell it. Or they rebrand it, but usually they sell it and then that person rebrands it. So that's the whole like gimmick. People are like, why do these like channels do that? They resell it. They will clear everything. The analytics stays, but everything else is like unlisted. And then they resell the account. Because then it already has like a fuck ton of like natural subscribers, right? So it's one of those things. Because this time of the month, like it takes time to kind of farm the engagement, they usually sell it around like early next year. So around late of the year, bot accounts will start appearing out of nowhere for 2 months to 3 months. And then they sell it around January, February. That's kind of the rough time frame. So with that in mind, a lot of channels do get accidentally shadow banned if you do something or your content makes YouTube think that you are part of the botting system, which can go to like, it can come from like, oh, you change your display picture. That can be counted as suspicious activity. You change your bio, you change your banner, all the way to deleting some videos, posting more frequently or less frequently, or posting different content that you don't usually do, or to just doing nothing at all. You get affected just because you use the tags. Because in YouTube videos, you have to use like, you can use tags, and I recommend that. But if you use a specific like combination of tags that every other bot machine is using, you can also get affected. So yeah, a lot of streamers or VTubers or content creators that associate themselves with this, they do get shadow banned at least like once every year or twice, but usually once. This happened last year. This happened 2 years ago. It happened again this year. I remember the first time it happened, I was shitting myself. I was like, oh my god, what happened? Everything is tanking. Like, the analytics are tanking. I'm not doing anything wrong. What the fuck happened? And then it happened again the next year, and I'm like, wait a minute. I was really worried that time. Why did it happen again? And then it happened again this year, and I was like, fuck it. Some of my friends are shitting themselves, and I'm just like, don't worry. You ride it out, okay? Like, just give it 2 to 3 weeks of consistency, and you'll be fine. It happens every fucking year. So sadly, stuff like that does happen. Again, I'm not saying that this is facts. This is from my experience and assumption. Because when channels do start getting shadow banned, I see an influx in AI botted content, like brain rot bot. So I'm just kind of linking 2 and 2 together. I mean, the trend sounds like it checks out. Yeah, the first time I noticed it, it's really hard to tell, but after experiencing it for the 3rd time, you start seeing a pattern, you know? It's like, it's always around August, September, October, rarely on December. It's always during these times of the month, and then you can tell because it's a massive dip. It's not like, oh, you usually get 35k viewers. Now you get 33k. No, it goes from 35 to 2. It's like, oh, now you're getting 2k. Just like not even 1/10 of what you usually get. Weird. Yeah, it happens a lot. The YouTube hack is prevalent during this timing. Yeah, there's a lot of random things going on. I think it's just the farming part. Like, people are just farming for counts and views and subs and engagement around this time. So sadly, for those of you that are running like channels on YouTube, or you want to try something on YouTube, don't get demotivated. The worst thing that could happen is you get demotivated and you stop, and then that's when your channel actually fades out of relevancy. So just keep going. I know it sucks, but keep going. It will unironically go away after 2 to 3 weeks, plus minus. But never forever. Literally never forever. I have seen times where it's like, it just, like, you start posting and then it starts coming back into the algorithm.
Thanks, Doctor underscores
it happens a lot. It sucks, but it is what it is. Don't let it get to you. Patreon sponsor and advertisements seem to help on YouTube. 100%. YouTube ad revenue is not that good. Like, if I can be so transparent, chat, ad revenue has never always been good. It really depends, right? Like, for example, my channel on Twitch, my ad revenue is better than most. I remember, like, I was talking to people and I was like, oh, I don't usually talk about money. This is just about analytics perspective, right? I tell people it's like, oh, I survive from donations and ad revenue, actually. And people are like, wait, how come? And I tell them, and they're like, wait, that's so much. How are you doing it? It's because I don't have that much in subs. If I have to be very honest, I don't have a lot of subs. And because sub low, ad high. If I have higher subs, then because you're subscribed, you don't get to see ads. So obviously ads lower. You know, so it really depends on which route you're taking. For those of you that are subbing, welcome to the scambership. But I don't like forcing people to sub. You know, I don't like to be like, guys, for 10 subs, I'll do this. I don't give an initiative to sub. But if you do sub, I will treat it very well. But I don't usually give a lot of initiative because I know some people, like, yes, some people may think subbing is easy or like, oh, it's so affordable to sub. But not for everyone, you know, like some people will not agree. So just to be kind of like, I don't know, I don't want people to feel pressure to give money.
The fact is, I tried looking on YouTube on how to make money or growing the fan based on channel on YouTube, beside do ads and good content.
Oh, man.
Many channels advise me to do botting account Lamau.
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
Yeah. Scammed. Yeah, a lot of like channels give advice like that where it's like, oh, you should bot. Never bot. Never ever bot. You will have like success for a while and then it goes downhill. It's never good. So if you want like consistency, it's always hard in the start and then easier in the end, you know? So never bot. Botting really fucks your algorithm. So that's why analytics be very confusing every now and then. But it is just what it is. With YouTube, however, oh, YouTube. YouTube is just so funny. But YouTube ad revenue is very, very shit because it depends on your country, you know? Like, because my YouTube account is an Indonesian YouTube account, walao eh, the ad rate for Indonesian YouTube channel is so abysmal. Like, I think it's 1/3 what it is or 1/4 what it is for like Western accounts. So it's abysmal. Yeah, that's why YouTube ads
this is
not
why
good.
Every good creator recommends diversifying your content. Twitch, YouTube, Shorts, Patreon, TikTok, etc.
And that's why a lot of YouTube content creators have like a Patreon page, because YouTube doesn't actually pay much. It's always usually from like Patreon or membership. Or if you stream there, then membership and super chats. But even then, it really depends again. So Patreon is always the best bet. But now you know. Now you know why a lot of YouTubers have their own Patreon accounts. Here, American now. That's the thing with my YouTube account. I can't change it. I can't be like, oh, technically I'm part of an American company, so I am an American. I can't, because in order to get a payout, you need to like verify a lot of things. One of them is like an actual address. And if you don't, and also like the tax thing is a whole thing. You can't lie about that. But damn, the ad rate for Indo is abysmal. Is it because your bank account? It's because my bank account, tax number, other numbers, and all the information is Indonesian, basically. It's just, yeah, it's different. But it wouldn't be like... Actually, according to TOS, it would be. It is against YouTube TOS to lie about that. Also, they usually recommend... Okay, this is the weird part. Even if your viewers are mostly Western, which means the Western viewers get served Western ads, you don't get that rate. You get the Indonesian ad rate, even though the ads that were played were Western, which means you should have gone Western rates. Yeah, it's very odd. I don't quite understand it, but ad rate for Indo, not the best. I think they pay a little bit more, but it's not that good. It's really not that good. It's like 1 million views for shorts is like, what, a couple of dollars, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, YouTube ad rates, not the best. And then they shadow ban you every now and then. So love the platform sometimes. Sometimes I actually do,
as a
but
subsidiary or employee of Shoujo and register as US. Think.
Can and cannot because the names. You cannot have the same... That can work if, let's say, vshojo made an account under their account name. That could be doable, but then I don't have genuine access. So here's like different types of channels. For example, my VOD channel, it's the same email. I just made 2 accounts, right, with the same thing. So it's like this channel is under my main channel. If you want to kind of do that, you have to be under a main channel, which in this case would be vshojo, which means you don't own your channel. Once vshojo like cut ties with you, your channel is no longer usable, really. That happens every now and then. There are companies that do that. It's not a bad thing. It's always usually for like tax reasons or business reasons. Because vshojo is very like, oh, you know what? It's a very open agency kind of a thing. You can make your own shit. So it's not that it's like... Okay, I don't know who does what, okay? So don't ask me because everyone has their own thing and I have no idea who does what. But it's not that bad. I know people are like, wait, that's bad because you don't have full ownership. You do. You still have like passwords yours. Access is yours only. But the information is not your own, which can be very, very good if you want to stay anonymous, right? Let's say you don't want to share your information for addresses or names or ID, all that good stuff. You don't want it to be on a platform, then just you can kind of sub it. It's not as bad as people think it is. It's like, oh, that means you don't have control. You do. It's just a sub account though, but you do have full control over it. And to be fair, if let's say someone just like, oh, that means they can delete it anytime. Yes, but at that point, if you are a company, then you already signed a contract, and if they did that, you can sue them for more money. So honestly, also a win because they can't do stuff like that as well. So always read the fine print, but usually it's written in the fine print. They can't just like willy-nilly do whatever the fuck they want with your account, you know? It has to be, it's like usually written. So don't worry too much. It's actually not that bad. I know people are like, aware, but yeah, not a legal advice, by the way. I'm not a legal person. It's just I know different things. I know sometimes on the internet, some people can be like, what? No full control equal bad. If I want to be real, if I can be so honest, there were times I was like, can vshojo do this on my behalf? Because I don't really want to put in all these data. Like, I don't want to put in the data, and I don't want to expose myself, because what if it gets leaked and doxed and I'm too paranoid? And vshojo just like, we can hold your hand through it, but we're not gonna make one for you. So, yeah, but the achievements though. Yeah, that's when it gets a little tricky, doesn't it? There's always a plus and minus to everything. TDs, what TDs? should be able... Well, you can kind of file for a request. So I'm assuming when you say achievements, you mean like play buttons, right? With play buttons, you can kind of like request it, but they will send it to the written address that is verified on your account. So yeah, you kind of know what I'm leading on with this. If you're a sub account, the positive is you don't have to write your information. But the minus is they don't really have your address. They will send it to whatever address is written on that. And then at that point, I don't know, if you can just go and grab it, then go and grab it. But if not, then I don't know, perhaps a civil discussion will do or something. There's always plus and minus. I'm not saying this like it's a super bad thing. I did appreciate the privacy, you know? Like the idea of it. Not like I would know. I don't know anything. I am but a streamer that knows nothing with no experience. I just started streaming like 5-ish months ago. Wow. I googled it one time. I've only started streaming for around 6 months now. So, if anything, I might have just been lying to you this whole time. How would I know what's going on most of the time, you know? We don't know either. That's why. It's very confusing. Whether you like it or not, if your job is a content creator, everything is very fragile. You have to be very careful. You're very knowledgeable for a new 19-year-old streamer. Actually, I'm 21 now, I think. What was the fun age? 21? I'm actually very young. I just turned 21. You see, I'm a VTuber, guys. Time doesn't work the same. So, 21 BC copium. I thought you were 50.